Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie and welcome to another video for Eve Echoes. In today's video, I wanted to jump in and talk about the 3 new ships that are coming as part of the May Industrial Update. You may have noticed by the different screen resolution and the fact that obviously this is not an Eve Echoes tech tree, I'm currently sitting in EVE Online in order to showcase this. Now, we're not going to be actually looking at comparisons or anything like that. I am going to be sticking to EVE Echoes facts, but it just made more sense to be able to actually pull up the ship in a sort of physical camera view to make things a little bit more visually interesting. That said, if you want to treat this just like a podcast where we get the full information, you know, everything is audio, visual is just here to look pretty is the point I'm getting at. So put the kettle on, make a cup of tea, sit down with a biscuit, and listen to me talk about the new industrial ships that are coming at the end of May. If you enjoy the video, as usual, hit like, subscribe to the channel for all things Eve Echoes, and please ensure to ding that notification bell so you never miss an upload. If you want to go the extra mile to help support this channel and keep me doing what I do, I have a Redbubble merchandise store where you can grab some exclusive swag, and a Patreon page where you can pledge to support, earn your name in the credits at the end of the video, and earn some really cool exclusive merch there as well. Anyway, all that said and done then, let's jump right in to talking about the 3 new ships that are coming as part of the May Industrial Balance Update. Wow, that's a bit of a mouthful. So, first things first, there was an image put out onto the official Eve Echoes Discord, Twitter, and I assume Facebook yesterday as well, that showcased in a sort of who's that Pokemon style the 3 new ships that are coming. Now, most of you are familiar enough to recognize the Rorqual and know that that's coming. The second one in the middle is, of course, the Orca, although it is very similar to the Humpback, so I understand why some people are a bit confused about that. But the first one on the list here is not the Porpoise. This is one that I'm still getting a lot of people telling me I'm wrong. No, that is definitely the Porpoise. The Porpoise is even in Eve Echoes game files, right? Well, yes, it is. Now, let's talk about the Porpoise, though. Let's open this one up on screen here. This is the Porpoise. If you're looking at the visuals, you can see the shape of the ship here, and note its green coloration. It is an industrial ship that is primarily a command ship, designed for using the industrial mining foreman links, which are essentially mining command burst modules, and that's the easiest way to think of those, I think. Now, yes, you are quite right, the Porpoise is indeed in the game files. I've done a video actually on what the Porpoise and the Orca look like in current state of affairs, though we know those stats for the Orca at least are definitely changing. The Porpoise doesn't look like it's coming to the game. The developers have confirmed it is not the Porpoise coming in May. It may, and I quote from a dev Q&A here, the Porpoise may be added before the end of 2022, but nothing is confirmed. So first of all then, what is that ship then if it's not the Porpoise? Well, it is in fact the Noctis. You'll notice here, it is basically the same hull. There is very little difference between the Noctis and the Porpoise, other than the colour scheme. Of course, the actual ships themselves do very, very different things. The Noctis, for example, is a salvage ship. It's not about mining foreman bursts or anything like that. The Noctis is a salvage ship, and we know from the developer AMA that they did recently on Discord that it will have bonuses to its auto-salvager range earned through Expert Industrial Command, and bonuses to its cargo hold earned through Expert Industrial Defense. This is also confirmed by Cloud to be a Tech 8 ship. Now, what this means is that essentially if you want to be using the Noctis to hoover up a battlefield, then you are going to need to train Expert Industrial Command for the additional range and Expert Industrial Defense for the cargo hold side of things. I have spoken to Cloud as well, and I did ask, are the auto salvages and skills going to be easier to get as part of this May balance update, the May Industrial update, and unfortunately he says no, there are no plans to make the skills easier to get, but he hasn't confirmed either way in regards to the salvager modules, which in both senses actually makes me a little bit sad. I feel that at this point in time, if you just added the auto salvager skills to the skill book, then no one would complain. None of the people who paid the ISK to buy it early are going to complain, because they've still had a month and a half of using it ahead of time, nearly 2 months now in fact. So I don't know, there's a part of me that's really still a little bit sad that they're hiding this really useful skill behind a a ridiculous gacha style event. You have to, be ridiculously lucky or ridiculously rich to get these skills, and that's led people to say that auto salvages are bad. They're not. Auto salvages are really good. You just need the skills for them, and currently the skills are a ridiculous, absolute monstrosity of an effort to try and actually get, which is sadly going to leave the Noctis, I think, just unbuilt and sitting on the shelf. A shame, because I actually have currently, I'm sitting at full advanced industrial ship command. I would be training this up to expert to fly one of these and do something useful in a fleet, but hey, there we go. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting auto salvages or the salvage skills any easier than we had before, but that's the Noctis. If you want to be using this for looting, well, there's your information on it. Let's move on then to the Orca. The Orca, again, is currently in Eve Echo's game files. We've seen this for a while. It's been there in the files, and we've been able to look at it and see what it does and all this kind of thing. But I'm here to now clarify what this is going to look like coming in the May Industrial Update. First of all, the Orca is a capital ship. It does use capital manufacturing skills. It's worth noting that there will also be a new capital industrial manufacturing skill, an industrial capital manufacturing skill, and if you're building the Orca, you will actually get benefits from both of those skills. Now, it is a capital ship, but it does not have a jump drive, and the Orca can enter HiSec. That has been confirmed. Again, I'm not talking about EVE Online here, I am talking about what we know confirmed for EVE Echoes. It will be 50% better at mining, roughly, than the Covetor 2, so 50% better yield per hour, or however you want to work that out, compared to the Covetor 2, so it is just a bigger, better mining vessel. It's going to be a lot more expensive, though, than a Covetor 2, of course. It can also use mining drones. We have had mining drones confirmed. These are going to be large drones, which leads to some confusion, which I will tangent onto now. We've been told that the Covetor line of hulls can use the new mining drones, but that the mining drones are going to be large drones. Currently, the Covetor has medium drone tubes, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Will the industrial balance update give those large drone tubes, or has there been a miscommunication? That's basically what I've been told. I'm relaying what I've been told there directly. We've been told the Covetor can use the mining drones, but we've also been told the mining drones are large, therefore they couldn't currently fit on the Covetor, so make of that as you will. We also know that the mining drones, therefore being large, will not fit into any of the Venture series line of hulls, leaving those very much out in the wasteland, still not very good. So a little bit disappointed about that, but hey. So, yes, the Orca can use mining drones, and they've said that there will be no new rigs or skills related to the mining drones. It will just use your standard skills and rigs, so that suggests that mining circulation rigs will indeed affect how the drones are able to yield as well. Again, that's not confirmed, that's just implication by the fact that they have said that mining circulation rigs will be sufficient for the Orca and its mining drones, so make of that as you will. Again, as a industrial command ship, it will be able to fit mining foreman links, which are kind of like mining command burst modules. They will improve the efficiency and effects of anyone else in a friendly fleet within a certain area. There are sure to be mining foreman link skills added to the game in order to improve those as well. Not confirmed, but just seems likely, considering, of course, we have shield command, armor command, and skirmish command skills. It makes sense that there would also be a mining foreman link skill to improve the effectiveness of those. On the subject of skills, again, the Orca as an industrial capital will have some new skills added to the tree specifically for this ship. It will not get benefits from things like industrial ship operation or industrial defense upgrade or industrial engineering. You will need to be training the new capital industrial operation, capital industrial defense upgrade, that kind of thing, to make the most out of the Orca. So be prepared to either respec or train up for a hefty length of time before you move into one of these things. We know as well that again, this will use standard capital manufacturing skills to build. There will also be a new capital manufacturing skill. The construction of an Orca will utilize and benefit from both of those skills. That has been confirmed. We know from Cloud as well that this is anticipated to have about 150,000 cubic meters of ore hold, so it can carry a lot of stuff in its ore hold. In EVE Online, the Orca is often used as a hauling ship as well. We haven't had confirmation on that aspect of it for EVE Echoes. I would expect it will have a large non-ore hold as well, but there is no confirmation on that. It is entirely possible that NetEase are going to pitch this purely as a mining vessel, not as the hauling side of things. Despite the fact that it is a capital, again, just to reiterate, it does not have jump drives and it can enter high-sec. On things it doesn't have as well, it's worth noting it doesn't have a fleet hangar or maintenance bay or tractor beam bonuses. If you've played EVE Online and you're familiar with the Orca, it does not have those bonuses. For EVE Echoes players, I won't go into the depth on this, but basically the Orca in EVE Online, there is a fleet hangar and maintenance bay where other players can dock up and change their fittings and do stuff like that. That is not going to be a part of this in EVE Echoes. Tractor beams as well, we know that the mobile tractor unit, which was on the Trello for May, was placed there by mistake. That will not be coming in the May update, nor will any other tractor beams. Those are not on the schedule for the May update. I think that is everything I need to mention here, yes, regarding the Orca, which means we can move finally now onto the big boy itself, the one that everyone's getting super hype or super distressed about, the Rorqual. This is a massive ship. This is literally what you think of when you think of an industrial capital. It is a beefy unit. So it is a capital ship, and in EVE Online it does have jump drive functionality. We have not had that confirmed for EVE Echoes, and we know that some of the other bits and pieces are not coming to EVE Echoes that are on the Rorqual otherwise, so it is possible that this will launch without jump drive functionality. That said, because we've got jump drives working now on dreadnoughts and carriers, I anticipate that the Rorqual will have jump drive functionality. I just cannot fully confirm that. The Rorqual cannot enter high-sec. If you are a high-sec miner, this ship is not for you. It is not able to enter high security systems, 0.5 or higher. It cannot do it, don't try. It also has access to what are called excavator mining drones. Now, these were described kind of like the same way that we have standard drones, and then at capital level carriers have fighters. This was how the excavator mining drones were pitched to us, that they are essentially going to be fighter-sized mining drones, only launchable currently by the Orca, and they will come in two varieties. One of these, this is where we come off the confirmation and more into the what has been sort of hinted at. The question that was asked was, how would these excavator mining drones work? Are they going to be like strip miners, or are they going to be something like standard drones where you have to lock on and target directly? The answer to that question was there are two excavator mining drone types coming. They will have different logic behind them. That to me suggests that one type of excavator mining drone will be able to operate like a strip miner. You won't have to lock onto anything. They will just hover around and harvest as they go. The other type, it's suggested to me at least, that you'll have to lock on and direct those drones to harvest a particular asteroid. I imagine the direct harvest will have a bigger yield to sort of promote not being AFK. Now, the Rorqual itself also has an industrial core, a new module that you can build and fit to the Rorqual. It's not required to fly the Rorqual, but you can build and fit an exclusive module, the industrial core. Don't confuse that with a nanocore. It's not a nanocore, it's just an object called the industrial core. You can then switch your Rorqual's modes with this. One of the Rorqual's modes is going to be something that buffs the Rorqual's direct yield and inputs and things like that, whereas the secondary mode buffs the fleet instead. So there will be some interesting dynamics there with the Rorqual using the mining form and bursts as well, like the Orca, and then having this ability to either solo mine everything with incredible effect, or to apply massive buffs to the entire mining fleet. So it'll be up to miners and industrialists to calculate in what situations it's better for the Rorqual to harvest solo, and in what situations it is better for it to switch mode and activate that for the entire fleet. Like, for example, it might be better that it becomes better to use the fleet module if there are 3 or more ships mining. It might be better, either way, it's up to industrials to figure that bit out. On the subject of things that are not coming to the Rorqual, we know that there is not going to be the fleet hangar or maintenance bay, nor will there be tractor beams, just like we mentioned with the Orca. Tractor beams are not coming to Eve Echoes in the May industry update, and the Rorqual will not have a fleet hangar or a maintenance bay. You will not be able to dock up at the Rorqual to drop off ores or to change your ships and fittings. It is also worth noting that the Rorqual has been confirmed that it will have the ability to compress ore. We just haven't been told how that will actually work. In EVE Online, again, you can take ore and compress it in the hold here. You can actually also take ore from other players and compress it, and so on, but we don't know how that's going to work in EVE Echoes just yet. Finally, for the Rorqual, in EVE Online, it has a thing called the Panic Button, a pulse-activated Nexus invulnerability core. This is a module that you can activate on the Rorqual, and it makes the Rorqual and all friendly ships in the same fleet nearby immune to all forms of damage for 2 minutes, and removes their ability to warp. This is designed to allow reinforcements time to come and protect your mining fleet. This is confirmed not coming to EVE Echoes. They have said it will not have the panic button. And this has upset some people, but I actually think this is a good thing overall, because a Rorqual, in EVE Online, the Rorqual and mining fleets are often further away from your home station, therefore having 2 minutes for the defense to arrive is a useful feature. In EVE Echoes, we have a lot of corporation stations. It's easy to mine in the same system as a lot of other players, therefore calling for reinforcements, you should be able to get the reinforcements there in time anyway. Ultimately, the fact that the Rorqual does not have the panic button means the Rorqual and the fleet around it is still vulnerable to being destroyed, which sounds counterintuitive, but that is a good thing. Not just for pirates, that is a good thing for industrials, because it means you're going to get to build these more than once. It means that there is profit in this, and you'll need to actually protect them and use them carefully. We know as well the Rorqual should be having approximately 300,000 cubic meters of ore hold. Again, that it will benefit from new capital industrial skills. It will not benefit from the standard industrial skills, and constructing one of these will benefit from both industrial capital manufacture and capital ship manufacturing. Both of those skills will benefit in the construction of a Rorqual. Ultimately, I'm pretty excited by this update. I think it adds some interesting stuff. I do think it doesn't address some of the big problems we have with mining and industry, but hopefully those can be addressed with time. Anyway, again, as a final word of caution, everything that I have said here has been based on what the developers have said directly to us. There are screenshots from this from the AMA, from the round table. You can check both my videos on the developer Discord AMA recently that was done, and my video on the round table, so you can fact check all of this as you wish. There's also been some bits that have been mentioned, like the porpoise from developer Q&A. That information is all out there, and I'll be happy to provide sources if someone does request that one. Finally though, that said, everything is of course subject to change. I am filming this on what's today? I'm filming this on the, I need a calendar, the 12th of May. Ultimately, until the industrial patch actually goes live, anything could change. The developers have told me that this is the situation, this is what they have said in writing, but it is still subject to change. So if it goes live and some of the things are different to as I've just said, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Anyway folks, that's everything for today's video. As you can hear, I am losing my voice, desperately trying to get over this man flu. Thank you for bearing with me, thank you for your unending tireless support, happy sailing, and see you in New Eden.